Hello, and thank you for supporting Mason's Creations with the purchase of your new Jellyfish Lamp. If it was shipped to you, let's first go over the parts list that should be in the box. You should have 4 large tentacles, 4 medium-sized tentacles, and instead of the inner tentacles, the copper dome skeleton, the dome itself, the ceiling cap, and then these small parts consist of the spring hanger, the electrical plug, and a female nipple holder, and a small brass ring. So let's begin with the assembly. Okay, your set of inner tentacles comes equipped with all the hardware, the nipple, the nuts, and then the socket down here. Now, if you ever need to replace the socket, there's a little tiny Phillips head screw right in there. That's so it doesn't turn around when you're trying to change the bulb. And this should be nice and tight. It shouldn't turn at all. Or if it does, just tighten up the nut here. Like that. This from here to here should be about 1 inch. And then you feed the wire through the bottom of the dome and the skeleton. And you grab it by the tentacle assembly, feed the rest of the wire through. All right, and then you stick it in right here. So it goes right up to that nut. Doink. Okay, now you're here. And then you take the end of the wire and you put the small brass ring in first. Make sure the top side's facing up and then the bottom side's facing downwards. You feed that in. Then just kind of press this against there so it doesn't crunch all the tentacles and you don't have to straighten them out again. And put this part in here. This goes up through, and you just string it down. Let it drop down and now this arm reaching underneath the dome, hold it by the nipple underneath. That'll make it easier for this to screw in there. There we go. There we go, that's that. Now I'll just put that aside for a little bit because we're going to do the ceiling part. And then you hook on the dome lamp. And once you get all fed through, just through the nipple in the top. It might be a little bit difficult first because if the wires kink from being put in the plug, but just fight with it as best you can. It won't take long. There it goes. And just pull it so it's all the way. Pull it up so it's all the way through and make sure not to catch on any of the little small tentacles below. Or the dome itself. Doink. So now your lamp's up. And I personally like to just put the plug back on and then plug it into the either plug it into a ceiling jack or just snake the wire over the ceiling and then down into the outlet itself. So then what you do, if you can use the plug method, first you should take the outer, put the outer part on, so the little hole thingy there. Feed it through the plug thingy, the outer one. Then you take the other part of the plug. You spread these prongs apart nicely, and this fits in here. And close the prongs. And stick it back on until it clips all the way in. Use the screwdriver if necessary to get all the rest of the way in. There it is. Okay, good. Plug is on. Okay, and if you want to wire it direct, in other words, if you have already a lamp and you want to replace it with your Jellyfish lamp, you would remove the bulb from the socket, and then you would take out whatever variation of a ceiling cap you have in there. Once the old ceiling and cap and everything is all removed, you'll find something like this inside. A stiff metal strip with a couple nuts and bolts in here that'll fasten to the electrical box, and the electrical box fastens into the woodwork in your beam. And the old nipple going through the center. But before you go removing it, make sure you turn off the power going into the lamp fixture. Then you take the end of the Jellyfish lamp wire and strip off a couple of centimeters of insulation. Feed it through the new nipple that came with your lamp, attached to the new ceiling cap. And this just connects to the wire coming out of the ceiling. You just take the wire caps off and twist them together and put it back on and put everything back together again. And now that it's wired and put together, you just look underneath and find the pull chain to the socket. It's probably compacted when you got it. Spring out, you just pull it out, and you'll have a nice pull chain. And ditto for these other little mini tentacles on the sides. Pull them out or shorten them, however you want to do it. And then the final step is you put the large and small tentacles in. It's curved outward, so it makes it much easier these days with the new designs. You just find the hole and stick it on the hook like so. Then you can just follow suit, just go around. Number 2, just like putting lug nuts on a tire, just kind of go around. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you put the small tentacles on. And you're done. Enjoy.